What if I told you that the biggest mystery in Stranger Things isn't the Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer, or even Vecna? For years, fans have debated who the true villain of the series is. Some say it's Vecna, others believe it's the Mind Flayer. But what if every season has secretly been telling one continuous story, and we've been too distracted by the monsters to notice? Today we're diving deep into the untold story of Stranger Things, the hidden narrative connecting every season from the very first episode to the final battle that's still to come. To understand the story, we need to go back to the beginning. Before the monsters, before the disappearances, before the Upside Down, Hawkins was just an ordinary small town in Indiana. Families lived normal lives. Kids rode their bikes through quiet neighborhoods. Nothing seemed unusual. But beneath the surface, something dangerous was already happening. Hidden within Hawkins was a government facility known as Hawkins National Laboratory. To the public, it looked like a research center. In reality, it was conducting secret experiments that would change the fate of the world forever. One of those experiments involved a young girl known only as Eleven. From a very young age, Eleven was subjected to tests designed to develop and study her psychic abilities. She was isolated from normal life and treated less like a child and more like a weapon. Then came the moment that changed everything. While using her powers during an experiment, Eleven made contact with a mysterious creature from another dimension. That contact opened a gate between worlds. At the time, nobody understood the consequences. To the scientists, it was a breakthrough. To Eleven, it was terrifying. But in reality, it was the beginning of a disaster that would affect everyone in Hawkins. Not long after the gate opened, a young boy named Will Byers disappeared. His disappearance became the central mystery of the first season. His friends searched for him, his family refused to give up hope. The entire town was thrown into fear and confusion. At the same time, a terrifying creature emerged from the shadows, the Demogorgon. The monster quickly became the face of Stranger Things. It hunted people, moved between dimensions, and seemed unstoppable. For many viewers, the Demogorgon appeared to be the main villain of the story. But looking back now, we know something important. The Demogorgon was never truly the enemy. It was simply the first warning. The creature wasn't making plans. It wasn't organizing attacks. It wasn't trying to conquer the world. It was behaving exactly as a predator behaves. It hunted because that's what predators do. The real problem wasn't the Demogorgon, the real problem was the gate. Because once that connection between worlds existed, Hawkins became vulnerable to something far greater. When the Demogorgon was eventually defeated, many people believed the nightmare was over. But it wasn't. The gate remained. And something on the other side was watching. Season 2 revealed a terrifying truth that completely changed our understanding of the Upside Down. Until then, it seemed like nothing more than a dark mirror of our world. A strange dimension filled with monsters and toxic air. But then the Mind Flayer appeared. Unlike the Demogorgon, the Mind Flayer wasn't simply an animal. It was intelligent, strategic, patient. It represented something much larger. For the first time, viewers realized that the creatures of the Upside Down dimension functioned like a giant hive mind. Every creature was part of a larger system. Every action served a greater purpose, and that purpose was becoming increasingly clear. The Upside Down wasn't defending itself. It was invading. When Will returned home, everyone believed he had escaped. But part of the Upside Down came back with him. Through Will, the Mind Flayer gained access to Hawkins. It learned about humanity. It studied human behavior. It searched for weaknesses. Slowly but surely, the invasion had begun. What makes this part of the story so fascinating is that the heroes still didn't fully understand what they were facing. They saw individual threats. A monster here, a possession there. But they couldn't yet see the bigger picture. The Upside Down was adapting, learning, evolving, and every battle brought it closer to victory. By the time Season 3 arrived, the conflict had grown far beyond Hawkins. The arrival of the Russians revealed something shocking. The existence of the Upside Down was no longer a secret limited to a small town in Indiana. World powers were aware of it, and they wanted access to it. Beneath the colorful lights and shake-em-up atmosphere of Starcourt Mall lay a massive Soviet operation dedicated to reopening the gate. This development changed the story in an important way.
The Upside Down was no longer just a supernatural mystery. It had become a geopolitical issue. Governments recognized its potential. Some viewed it as a threat. Others viewed it as a weapon. Meanwhile, the Mind Flayer was becoming more dangerous than ever. Instead of relying on creatures from another dimension, it began using humans themselves. The people of Hawkins became part of its plan. The monster absorbed them, transformed them, and used them to create a horrifying physical form. Every season demonstrated the same pattern. The enemy was growing stronger. The attacks were becoming smarter, and the stakes were increasing. Yet one question remained unanswered. Who was truly behind everything? The answer finally arrived in Season 4, and it changed the entire series. Season 4 introduced Vecna, one of the most terrifying villains ever seen on television. At first, Vecna appeared to be another monster from the Upside Down. A powerful creature with supernatural abilities. But the truth was far more shocking. Vecna wasn't born in the Upside Down. He was human. His real name was Henry Creel. Long before 11 became a test subject, Henry possessed extraordinary powers. Unlike most people, Henry saw the world differently. He viewed humanity as corrupt and broken. He believed people lived meaningless lives controlled by artificial rules and routines. Over time, those beliefs transformed into hatred. Eventually, Henry became the first subject studied by Dr. Brenner, known simply as Number 1. He became the foundation for every experiment that followed, including 11. This revelation connected every major event in the series. Everything traced back to Henry. When 11 confronted him, she managed to defeat him in an incredible display of power. But instead of killing him, she sent him into another dimension. The Upside Down. And that's where the story takes its most important turn. Because Henry didn't become a victim of the Upside Down. He transformed it. Over time, he evolved into Vecna. The terrifying world we had feared for years was influenced by his presence. The monsters,
The attacks, the strategies, the obsession with 11. All roads led back to him. Suddenly, the entire series made sense. The Demogorgon wasn't the main villain. The Mind Flayer wasn't necessarily the ultimate mastermind. They were parts of a much larger story, a story centered on Henry Creel, or Vecna. The revelation forced fans to rethink everything they had seen. The events of previous seasons weren't separate adventures. They were chapters of the same narrative. Every battle had been leading toward one inevitable confrontation. 11 versus Vecna. Creative versus creation. Past versus future. And that's what makes Stranger Things such a remarkable series. Beneath the monster's supernatural powers and nostalgic lint in making setting lies a story about consequences. One experiment created a connection between worlds. One child opened a door. One mistake unleashed forces that could never be fully controlled. Every tragedy that followed can be traced back to that single moment. Will's disappearance. The Demogorgon attacks. The Mind Flayer's invasion. The opening of new gates. The destruction of Hawkins. Everything is connected. Everything matters. As the story moves toward its final chapter, the biggest question isn't who will survive. It's whether the damage can ever be undone. Can 11 finally close the door she opened all those years ago? Can Hawkins be saved? Can Vecna be stopped? Or has the fate of both worlds already been sealed? One thing is certain. The story of Stranger Things was never really about monsters. It was about choices, consequences, and the ripple effects of a single moment that changed everything. From the first episode to the final battle, the series has been telling one story all along. A story hidden in plain sight. And now, after 4 incredible seasons, we're finally beginning to see the complete picture. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the untold story of Stranger Things, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments, who do you think is the true villain of Stranger Things? Vecna, the Mind Flayer, or the Upside Down itself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Before you go, I just want to say a huge thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more videos like this, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. It may seem like a small action, but for a growing creator like me, it makes a massive difference. Every like, comment, share, and subscription helps this channel grow and motivates me to keep creating better content for you. Your support allows this community to reach more people who enjoy the same kind of videos. So if this video made you smile, entertained you, or brought back some great memories, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.